If you want to find out what holiday sets I would suggest this year, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. Today we are talking all about holiday sets. And the holiday sets that I am talking about, and sets and palettes, I should say. The reason I'm talking about them today is because the Sephora sale started at the time of filming, starts today with the Rouge, and then we've got the VIB and then the Beauty Insiders in tiers. And I will have all the dates on the screen right now as far as who can shop when. The Rouge get a 20% discount, the VIB get 15% discount, and the Beauty Insiders get 10%, and the associated dates are going to be on the screen for you, as I said. I am focusing on mostly sets and palettes, as I just said earlier, and I am really, when I'm making recommendations for products, I'm really going for value, regardless of the fact that there's a sale or not. Because I think 20% is not all that hot, let alone 15 or 10. So when I look at this time of year, a big benefit in the value of the products you can get are sets. That is what I'm going to focus on, with, in some cases, some exceptions for specific products, but for the most part, you're going to hear sets from me. So with that, let's start. I'm not going to mention prices as I go through in the video, but I will mention the products, and I will have the pricing in Canadian dollars, because I am Canadian, on the screen for you. So let's get started. The first product that I want to talk about is the 2 all-nighter setting spray set. So it's 2 full-size setting sprays for a fraction of the price. They're usually, I think, $42, and I think, don't quote me on it, I'll have it on the screen, but I think it's $56 for 2 of them. And that's before any sort of Sephora discount. I think that that is a fantastic pricing if you do like the Urban Decay setting spray. If you use setting spray, that's the one I actually have on my face today. If you want to see how I created this look, I will put the video right there for you once it's available. Next one is a set of 6 sugar lip products from Fresh. I think that Fresh and Laneige have beautiful lip products. I like to wear those lip products at night when I go to bed. And I mean, Laneige calls it a sleeping mask for a reason. I do like those types of lip products. If I have a preference, I would say Laneige, but the sugar lip products from Fresh, I think, are a good option. And I endorse them, especially when they're in a kit like that, and they are a lot less than buying an individual unit of the product. If you love that product itself, then buying a set for the year makes a lot of sense. And I just talked about Laneige, and here is the kit for this year, at least one of the 2 that I've seen. I like the fact that it's a sampler kit with, I think 5 different flavors of the sleeping mask. I would definitely go for that if I didn't have right now 2 Laneige products available to me, the original and the green apple. That's going to last me a year. I don't need the set right now, but I'll probably end up picking up one of these types of sets next year. I think it's great to have an opportunity to try 5 different flavors and to have all of that product from a brand that I really appreciate for lip products. This next one is, I'm going to say right now, the belle of the ball, because it's the first one that comes to mind as far as the sets I wanted to talk to you about, and it is the Sol de Janeiro set. It has a full-size Boom Boom Cream container. I love the smell of the Boom Boom Cream in a huge way. And it not only has the cream, but it has the fragrance bottle. It has a mini of the cream, I think either that or it's a scrub. And then it also has the shower gel. I think it's $81 Canadian. Don't quote me on it. It's on the screen. I really think that that is a set that is very much worth it if you love the scent of the Boom Boom Cream. So that is up to you as far as whether you are going to spring for that or not, but I think it's a really good value. And the Boom Boom Cream sets tend to be the best as far as I've seen during the holiday season. Next up is one company that I really like to buy sets from, and that is First Aid Beauty. First Aid Beauty again has a beautiful set. I think it has the Radiance pads. I think it has the Ultra Repair Cream, which is my favorite. I bought 2 big tubes of it this year, which is why I'm not going to spring for the set, because I have 2 tubes to get through over the next year. But I do like their products in general, and if you want to sample First Aid Beauty, or you've already used the Ultra Repair Cream, you know you like it and you want to try a few more products, that kind of a set is a good idea, in my opinion. Now, if I did not have as many lip glosses as I do, I managed to get a bunch of Becca glosses for $5 to $10 a piece. So this is a set that I really don't need right now. I have had one cream lip product from Fenty Beauty before, and this time there is a full size plus 3 minis that's available in a set. It's a really nice gloss or cream product, and I would recommend a set like that from Fenty. It's super wearable, flattering on most people. Glosses usually are, and it's just a really nice formula. So if you have been wanting to have more variety from Fenty when it comes to lip products, or you want to try it to begin with, 3 minis and a full size I think is a great option to go for. Believe it or not, there's been a 6-hour break in filming. I went out with my good friend Rob. We had a fantastic time, and I am back to film the rest of the holiday sets. We are now at Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury has a set of 4 mini lipsticks, her iconic lipsticks, including Pillow Talk, and also a medium depth color of Pillow Talk as well, a holiday red, and then what looks like a deeper brown color, by what I can see. I like Charlotte Tilbury colors. The lipsticks are a firm formulation, so they're very pigmented. A little goes a long way as far as coverage on the lips. So her lipsticks last a pretty impressive amount of time, so minis should not be an issue. Of course, if you have a favorite color, you'll go through it faster. But I think that having an opportunity to try 4 different colors from Charlotte Tilbury in a holiday set, if you know how difficult it is to get through lipsticks, I think you would find it probably to be a decent value for a high-end lipstick set. So I would recommend that one. And the next one that I'm pretty excited about is the 2-pack of KVD Vegan Beauty Trooper liners. There is a chocolate color and a black color, and I think that that is a wonderful duo to have, a brown and a black liner. It is one of my favorite liners of all time. I talk a lot about the Steel Estée All Day, and I talk a lot about the KVD tattoo liner. Did I say Trooper? Pardon me, tattoo liner is what I'm talking about. It is the one I actually just finished. If you watch my empties video for this month, I have a mini Trooper that is, or tattoo, why am I saying Trooper? Tattoo liner in my empties. I like that liner a whole lot. I think it's fabulous and will continue to get my hands on it whenever I can. So the fact that there's a black and a brown as a set, love it. Absolutely love it. Next up, there is a Sephora Favorites that is very exciting to me. There's a Pat McGrath, there is a Fenty, there is a Huda Beauty in there, and there's also the newer NARS lip products, and that one looks like a nice brown as well. And there is also a Milk makeup product. That is the only product out of the whole bunch I'm not familiar with. I think it is a really, really nice set. If you don't want liquid lipstick kind of products, but you want more of a kind of comfortable lip product, that looks like a decent kit with about half if not more, that are really comfortable lip products. So that set has my attention for sure. Okay, this next product I am a huge fan of, and I can prove that I like sets from this brand. It is the Sephora brand, and it is a set of six nail polishes. And I have a set from last year that I bought 2 of these because I like the colors so much and I like the formula so much that I know that I'm going to crack into these sooner than later. The reason I like the Sephora brand nail polish so much is because you can buy minis, first off. So you can buy a variety of colors as opposed to being committed to a color for 15 mils worth of nail polish. And if you use up nail polish, you know that 15 mil is a lot, or 13 mil. The big bottles are around that amount. And this product is, first off, it's not too much. Like I said, 5 mil. I'm pretty sure it's 5 mil per container. Oh, yeah, 6 times 5 mil. And the one that is on offer, so this one was the one last year that has the silver, and this year it's the gold. So there's a pink, a red, a gold, looks like there's a black. It's no, it's a deep purple, white, and a clear. So I think it's a really nice set this year. I was happy with, obviously, the set last year because I bought 2 of these. And I am probably going to get the set this year. I'll just take a look at my nail polish collection. If I have all those colors in a good amount, then probably not. But it's a great set. It's a great price, and I highly recommend the formula. I really like it. And the nail polish brush is perfect. I do not like Deborah Lippmann minis, and I also don't like the brush that came in the Marc Jacobs. The Marc Jacobs, there's an orange one right now in Sephora Canada that's still available online. The brush is terrible. I'm wearing Marc Jacobs right now, actually, the green one. And the things I can say about the formula is it flakes off in big chunks. It bubbles. And I wear a lot of nail polish. This is the only nail polish that is problematic for me for bubbling. The Sephora formula for these minis, the color hits, they don't bubble on me. And I apply nail polish the same way no matter which brand. And I've been told, well, you don't know how to apply nail polish. Well, Marc Jacobs brand is the only one that bubbles on me. So I don't think that all of a sudden I don't know how to apply nail polish when it's that brand. So I really endorse the Sephora brand formula for nail polish, and the little egg shape container is just lovely. It's lovely. It's lovely to hold aesthetically. The cap comes off, and then you have the grip to open up the nail polish bottle. They're just really cute, beautiful to display, and very easy to use. Now it is 5 mil. It doesn't last a whole lot of time, but most of us have trouble finishing any given color of nail polish. So I think 5 mil is great for the average nail polish user, in my opinion. So I think it's great value, and I would highly endorse trying out that nail polish brand and type. Next, I am going to say that the little set from Urban Decay that includes the Naked 3 and a large size, it looks like the Perversion liner. The Perversion liner from Urban Decay is fantastic. It has great staying power, and the Naked 3 is a very, very pretty mini palette from Urban Decay, and both together is a great value as opposed to trying to get them separately. So I'm really pleased with that set, and that is a set, if I did not have a reasonable amount of black liner from Urban Decay, I would probably be getting that one because I don't have the Naked 3, and I do really like the Perversion liner. So yeah, big fan of that set, and I almost wish that I was in need of it at this point. Yeah, speaking of, Here's another one I'm a big fan of, and this is a 2-pack, the Perversion Mascara, which is more subdued. And then it's Freaky Friend, the Lash Freak, which is in the chartreuse colored packaging. Out of the two, the Freak Mascara is by far my favorite out of the two. But I do like the fact that the 2-pack, Perversion is not as intense on the eyelashes as Freak. And so it gives you a little bit of a balance. So if you still want definition and volume, Perversion will give it to you. But if you want really bam, going out, I want to be noticed kind of lashes, then the Lash Freak Mascara does a great job. The only thing is, it is kind of freaky. Yes, I'm using the word. When you apply it, because it tends to goop up your lashes initially, and it's like, oh my goodness, what have I done? And you can just comb it out as you go, and the brush is good at applying a ridiculous amount to begin with, but also in cleaning it up and making your lashes look super voluminous, super striking, but without having too much product, even though at the very beginning of the application you think it's going to be a terrible outcome. It always, in my opinion, makes my lashes look great. Now next I'm going to go with a set that is Sephora products, and this is the Holiday Vibes set, and it is a set of their liquid lip product. And Sephora lip products are very good. They're very good. And in this case, when I take a look at the lip products that are included, they're a good range, and I think that the range, it looks, based on what I can see, that most of the colors would suit most people. I think the only one that I'm kind of iffy about is the last one on the right. I think it's a great set, and the sets during the holiday sale are 30% off from Sephora. So I do believe that this would apply to this product as well. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's just based on the marketing that they provided to folks. That is my understanding. Okay, this next one is a suggestion just because it looks like it might be getting discontinued, and it's the Metropolis Palette. The Metropolis Palette was the holiday palette from Natasha Denona 2 years ago. And it looks like it's making its way out. And if you are interested in getting it, it's very, very possible that this sale might be the last time that it's available, because it might just even sell out during the sale. And it is a color story that has always intrigued me, and I'm going to be very sad to see that palette go. I have not purchased it yet myself, but I'm very, very tempted during this sale, because I do think that it's going away and that it's not going to be coming back. And there is the mini Metropolis palette now that is out, but this big guy really has my attention. The color story has always been of interest to me. It's just the price tag of 170 Canadian is just chokes me a little bit. So yeah, I don't know if I would pick it up. I've always hoped that it would go a little bit lower, but it is a gorgeous color story, and if it does speak to you and you are so inclined, I think that I will envy you, because I think it is a gorgeous palette, and that it deserves to have good homes until the very end. So that's it on that. I won't talk about it more, but I have to say that is one that I definitely have a bit of FOMO over, and I have no idea how I'm going to behave regarding this one. I would love to own it. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Now this next one is the Natasha Denona Love Palette, and I really love the color story. I think it's beautiful. It is a mini palette, is not the big size like the Metropolis palette. And there's nothing about the color story I don't like. And I think that it's a beautiful palette, and I highly recommend it. It's just, she nailed it. she really did a great job in selecting the color story, and I'm a big fan. So much so that I will show it to you right now. Now, I have not played with this one yet, but I did have the opportunity to get it for a nice discount. And so I jumped on it, and I have not swatched it yet or used it yet. It's just the color story is just perfect in my opinion. And I have not, like I said, I haven't used it yet, but when I take a look at the colors, these two down here are absolutely, they have my attention in a very big way. And then I really appreciate colorful mattes. And there are a number of them in this palette. So I feel like it's a really nice balance between shimmers and mattes in this palette. And like I said, I think that she did a fantastic job of curating this set of 15 eyeshadows. And though I have not used it yet, I know that I'm going to love it. I like reds, pinks, and purples as eye looks. And even though it's a mini palette, it also has the holes in the back to be able to take the colors out or move them around. So it's a feature of Natasha Denona palettes that I really appreciate. So I would definitely recommend this palette, and as you can see in evidence is the fact that I own it, therefore I thought it was a good purchase, and I definitely do not regret it. Yeah, I have to stop looking at it now. Let's move on. Now the next few are also palettes that I own. I won't take those out, they've been out for quite a while. I'm going to talk about really quickly the Riviera. And the Riviera it's a beautiful palette in my opinion, in big part because of the second row. The second row is a bunch of colorful mattes, and it goes from very neutral colors for the mattes to pops of color. That very bright pink is beautiful. It's a beautiful matte. And the deep purple as well. They work so well, and I also really appreciate the matte white in the palette as well, because the deep mattes and the white matte really help transform other colors. So big fan there. And then when I take a look at the top row, there are a couple, for example, Seaside it's beautiful. Seaside is beautiful. The shimmers are, in my opinion, rather unique choices in this palette. And so I see it as a standalone, yes, but I also see it very much as a companion palette to go in and get a specific color. So if you don't have a whole lot of bright mattes or kind of interesting, unusual shimmers to put on the inner to 2/3 of the lid, the Riviera is one that I don't have any trouble going and reaching for when I want something fun, but still wearable on the day-to-day without going kind of overboard. I think the Riviera has some really nice options. The next one is also a lot of fun, and that is the Alyssa Edwards palette. Now, I think that this palette does not get enough love for the simple reason that it has the pink background, and the pink background against the colorful shadows really makes them not look as good as they could look. If that makes sense. The hot pink clashes with a bunch of the colors, and so it can actually be off-putting when you're looking at the color story, and that's really too bad because the color story is actually really nice. And when I use this palette, the Alyssa Edwards palette, I get asked what palette I used because the looks are not only striking, they're flattering on the eye. So I really think, I wish that the outside cover could have still been hot pink, but I do wish that the background on the colors had been white or black so that the colors could be true to what they really are, as opposed to clashing with the hot pink. And I think that that unfortunately kept a lot of people from getting that palette. It's really unfortunate because what a gorgeous palette, and I'm so happy that it's in my collection. Now this one is on sale, at least in Sephora Canada, and it is the Natasha Denona Coral palette. It's on for half price, and then you get 20% off. It's a really great deal if you want to try some Natasha Denona shadows and you haven't taken the jump yet into Natasha Denona. I think that the Coral palette is a good idea, primarily because of the matte red. If you want to get a feel for the mattes from Natasha Denona, I think that that would be a good palette. There are a couple of mattes and 3 shimmers. I think that's a good balance. And the color story of this quint is really nice. It's a very attractive color story, kind of like the Love palette, very attractive color story. And I wouldn't hesitate to get it. As a matter of fact, that one is in my basket. I don't know if I'm going to check out with it, but it's definitely in my basket as something that I am interested in. So that is it. Those are my recommendations, either because they looked really interesting to me or because I own the product and I definitely can endorse it and say that I would definitely recommend. Or lastly, that these are sets that I have purchased in the past and I still have some of the products and I'm still enjoying it, and I'm not going to buy it this year, but I thought it was a good purchase, and so therefore I endorse it as a purchase in general for you. Those are my recommendations. Let me know what you think. If you have recommendations for sets or products that are on during the sale that you think are on offer during the sale that you feel are particularly worth it, please wade in, please leave us a comment, and we can all learn from each other what is the best value and the best products to pick up during the sale. I look forward to hearing from you, and I also hope that you have a good experience if you're going to participate in the Sephora sale. You definitely don't have to. This is just if you are participating. I hope you have a good experience, that you get the products that you were hoping to get, that they don't sell out on you. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you for listening to my recommendations. I hope they were useful in some way, shape, or form. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.